Welcome to the Weekly Football Fans Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Champions League quarterfinal games and the upcoming semifinal games. So the first game up was Paris Saint-Germain. This is Aston Villa. The game ended in a score of 3-2 to Aston Villa. But on aggregate, they unfortunately couldn't go through as they lost 5-4 on aggregate due to the 3-1 win in Paris Saint-Germain. That game was a very good game for Aston Villa. At the halftime, they weren't very good. But when they started the second half, those first 15 minutes, they really tried their best to get a comeback on in Villa Park. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, it was an amazing game. Aston Villa, since it was in their home, they play really well, so they control the game. The first 15 minutes, because they wanted to score the goal as soon as possible, but on counter-attack they conceded 2 goals. Then they come back and they scored 3 goals. So especially on second half, they were really good. They created many chances, but they were unlucky that Donnarumma, they save big chances from them. So, that it's Champions League quarterfinal, there's no easy game. Even PSG, at first they thought that it's going to be easy game, especially on the first 15 minutes when they scored 2 goals. But they came back. So when you're in quarterfinal, you should be really curious. Even you scored 2 or 3 goals, but still they can come back.
Yeah, Marco Asensio missed a very big chance to equalize the score on the aggregate, and unfortunately because of that, Aston Villa didn't go through. But Unai Emery is a very good European manager. He's won a lot with every team he's gone through. Villarreal, he won the Europa League, and the runs he made as well were very good. I think Aston Villa did a very good job this game. Unfortunately, they couldn't go through. I think I want to shout out Marcus Rashford. He's very good. I don't know why they took him off. Mm-hmm. He was playing incredibly well. They played the Europa League anthem at the start of the match, so they got the anthems mixed up a little bit there.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a very good game for Aston Villa. Unfortunately, they couldn't progress to the semi-finals that PSG will be going through. But Nuno Mendes and Hakimi, the fullback for PSG, they had another good game, I feel. Nuno Mendes got a goal, and so did Achraf Hakimi. The fullbacks got another goal yet again. Nuno Mendes, just like his second game scoring.
Yeah, his second game scoring. Also, Achraf Hakimi on the first goal that he scored, and the second one he helped him for the counter-attack. The both right and left back of PSG, they're incredible, especially when it comes to counter-attack. Always counter-attack. Nuno Mendes is there, Hakimi and Dembele, because they are really fast. The ball control is really good. So they have, especially Hakimi, he has experience than Nuno Mendes. So when he saw that Dembele is running that side, it just passed, and then Dembele passed to Mendes. It was an amazing goal.
Yeah, with Alejandro Balde of Barcelona being injured for the first leg against Inter, I think PSG has the best left back and right back in the competition.
Yeah, they have the best, and also the goalie Donnarumma, it was his game. So I think 4 big saves, which is incredible for him and for PSG that they win to next round. Yeah, semi-final.
Yeah, and Luis Enrique, they were very experienced coaches. I think out of all the remaining coaches left in the competition, Hansi Flick, Inzaghi, and Arteta, he's the only one who has won a Champions League alongside Hansi Flick. So I think Luis Enrique out of all these managers is the most experienced one, because Flick, this is his only second season managing a club.
Mm.
and he only has like one season of Champions League experience. Arteta, this is his second season in Champions League. Simeone Inzaghi, yes, he's played a lot, but he's never won the competition.
Yeah,
So I think that's an advantage to PSG, but they do have a really young squad though.
yeah, they have really young player and also they have experienced player at the back. Uh, they have Marquisio and so the goalie and the midfield. They're a good team when it comes to scoring the goal, controlling the midfield, and defending. They have potential in each part of the field.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, FC Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund in the second Duna Park or the Wacker Stadion. Borussia Dortmund got a 3-1 win against FC Barcelona, but unfortunately, as they couldn't progress as Barca won this game 5-3 on aggregate due to the 4-0 home win in Montjuic. Borussia Dortmund played a very good game because they had no real pressure of advancing. They just pressed very high at the pitch. They had a 3 at the back and a hat trick for Sergio Guirassy, which means the top goal scorer of the Champions League now. What did you think about that game?
Yeah, the game, first Barca thought that it's going to be an easy game for them since they scored 4 goals at home. But, it's a quarter-final. Each team, they play like 12 games that they came to this round. It means it's not going to be easy game. Even Barca scored 4 goals at home. When they came to Dortmund home, they conceded 3 goals. Especially defender of Dortmund, they were well organized and they close this gap that Barca could score. First half, especially that is going to be easy game for us. Even they control for a few minutes the game, but then Dortmund they score. I think that Barca the first half they feel fatigue since they are playing like every 2 days or 3 days a game. Especially we felt that one in the midfield and without the Pedri. Once the Pedri came back and he controlled the game for 20 minutes, but after that they conceded the other goals. So Barca they were lucky on the first leg that the Guirassy he couldn't score these big chances that they created. If they score one of these chances, this game going to be very tough for the Barcelona. But they were lucky in the first game, and so this is quarter final. Finally, they won the game and they went to next round.
Yeah, well, they ultimately did lose. Barca still progresses. But it showed the rest of the team in the competition that Barca are not perfect. They still have their flaws. That highlight could be exposed. Moving on to the next game, it was Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Real Madrid, all I talk about remontada. They ultimately lost 2-1 at home to Arsenal, which meant an aggregate of 5-1 for Arsenal Football Club as they progressed to the semi-finals for the first time since I think 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this Arsenal team has been like the best Arsenal team since 10 years, maybe 10, maybe 15. This Arsenal team is very good. They have a very good balance in the midfield with Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. Rice who can play the CDM, so there's like two kind of pivot there with Partey and Rice, and Odegaard who's more of the creative midfielder. In this game, Real Madrid talking about remontada. Nothing happened. They scored a goal, but that goal was just a mistake from Saliba. It wasn't really much from Real Madrid. Their attack didn't really play good. And Mbappe, he got injured. So just the Madrid fans were expecting more after all that talk about the comeback, just to lose 2-1. And I think they got lucky. They could have conceded more. They should have maybe lost 3-0. If it weren't for the Saliba mistake and Saka scoring, Saka missing a penalty, they could have won 3-0 that game.
Yeah, Arsenal first they tried to defend. The whole team they were defending. They were really organized on midfield and at the back. So at the first half, I think the coach said that we have to defend and when there's a counter-attack, we should score from the counter-attack. That they did. The first counter-attack it became a penalty. The second one they scored. So Arsenal they have potential in each part of the field, but Real Madrid did not. Like last year, this season they got Mbappe. You know that Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Vinicius. Their position left wing. The left wing, but they need Real Madrid need a right wing. They don't have that right wing that they have potential to score. Like in the past, they had like Gareth Bale. So right now, you know that Mbappe used to play and right now the position that Vinicius is playing in Madrid, and he used to play in PSG in that position. Right now they put him at number 9. But in such game, he cannot score because from the right wing, there's nobody to feed him. Only Vinicius, then pass to Mbappe sometimes that he can score. Otherwise, from the other side, like before that, especially also they don't have a good right back. In the past, they had Carvajal. Right now, he's injured. That he's cross the ball from that side and also create chances. Real Madrid, they don't have that one right now. And also on midfield, they don't have that potential that create chances like Modric did in last 5 years and Cruz did. So they need better potential on midfield and right wing, and also right defender to create more chances.
Yeah, I think they need to sell one of Vinicius Rodrigo and Mbappe. One of them needs to be sold, and I think they need to get a better striker. They need a striker because Mbappe is not a striker, and I think the thing I kind of hate with Mbappe is you're the number 9. He's dropping all the way back into the midfield. They've been sending like 50 crosses in. No one's there. There's no one there on those crosses. He should be on there. Yeah, I don't care if he wants to play there or not. He has to for this team. And he's just always dropping back. He's not there. Yeah, at this point, if it was an important game, I would rather, this would be their attack. I would put Bellingham up top because he's more of a striker than Mbappe is. Mbappe always comes and drops back. And I put Mbappe to the left, and right wing, I would put Rodrigo because Rodrigo hasn't been good. He just hasn't been good this season. And Real Madrid are really struggling as well because none of them tracks back. They don't track back. Rodrigo tracks back, but other than that, Mbappe doesn't track back as well. So I think Real Madrid needs to kind of fix this team. And I think Ancelotti will be sacked this season, whether in April or at the end of the season. He's going to be sacked. The new manager, there's a lot of rumors about Jurgen Klopp, but I don't think he kind of fits the style of Real Madrid. Yes, he has the kind of counter-attack style, but Real Madrid are clever. Like, it doesn't matter how you do it, you just need a win. That's that style. But I think someone like Jurgen Klopp could be good, especially competing with Hansi Flick. They're two like kind of similar managers, so they know each other's kind of style. And the other one's been Xabi Alonso. He would make a good coach as well, but I don't think he has enough experience. So Madrid are planning on getting a coach this summer, but I think they need to focus more on the signings, like the center back area, the left back. I think the left back area is very struggling. They're going to get Trent Alexander-Arnold, yes, but I think you need to get a left back this summer because Ferland Mendy, she's not good. Frank Garcia, he's just not good as well. And they have David Alaba, who we saw him against Bukayo Saka. He's finished. He doesn't have that pace anymore. He doesn't have the defending anymore. Okay, move on to the last game. Inter Milano versus Bayern Munich, and the 2-2 at the San Siro, with ultimately Inter Milan progressing on 4-3 aggregate because of the 2-1 win in Allianz Arena. Inter Milan at the start, they were very good, but then they conceded a goal from Harry Kane. But they did very good to come back into the game by scoring 2 of those corners. but then Eric Dyer scored, and maybe there was a chance for them to come back, but at the end they didn't get the comeback. Do you think Inter Milan has a chance of winning the Champions League?
Yeah. You know that these four teams, there's a little difference between some teams, but everyone has chance to winning the title. You know that this game, Inter Milan, the first half they just defended. All the players were on the box and also in front of the box. They were trying to the first half don't concede any goal. Bayern München, they play really good on the first half. They create many chances, but unfortunately they couldn't score because all the players from Inter Milan, they were in the box. Bayern München, they don't have a player that dribble inside the box to create better chances. They just cross. And for crossing, Inter Milan, they have good header players that they hit in the ball. Even they create many chances, but they couldn't score. On second half, Inter Milan, when they concede the goal, then they say that we should score because we may concede another goal from Bayern München. Then it's hard for us to come back. Then they start attacking, and so Martinez score, and the other player he score, so the game became 2-1. Then again, they control the game until minute 82. Then Bayern München, since they were losing the both games, they try to score. Then they attack all the team. They scored the second goal, but unfortunately they couldn't come back and score the third goal that the game going to extra time. So when it comes to defending, Inter Milan is well organized, but when it comes to midfield and the striker, they're not as powerful like PSG, Barcelona, and Arsenal. Yes. If I compare the four teams, I think Arsenal is more organized in each part of the field: defender, midfield, and a striker. For Inter Milan, defender, they're well organized for defending, but on attacking, mostly they do counter attack. You see that most of the games in this year that they won, it was 1-0, but they didn't concede a goal. So it means they are well organized on defending, but on attacking they are not good. They are waiting for counter attack. But for Barcelona, on attacking, they are really good. But when it comes to defending, you see that they against Dortmund, they concede 3 goals, which when you are in quarter final, you shouldn't concede 3 goals when you want the title. So even they missed the big chances, Dortmund. Otherwise, Dortmund, they may come back. And PSG the same. PSG, they're really good for attacking and also for counter-attack, but when it comes to defending, they also concede more goals comparing to Arsenal and Inter Milan. I mean, PSG and Barcelona, they have kind of the same style. Counter-attack, attacking always, but they are conceding more goals. But for Arsenal, they're well organized in each part of the field.
Yeah, I think Inter Milan's been. I'll disagree with your opinion. I think they've been bad defensively this season because in the Serie A, after 32 games, they've conceded around 32 goals, which is around the same as Barcelona. So I think they're less of a good defensive side this year. But still in Europe, they have conceded maybe like only 5 goals. And before the Bayern game, only like 3 goals conceded. But they're just, I think they're like Atletico Madrid, but just a better version of them. A way better version of Atletico Madrid. I think they have a good chance of doing this, though. Because they target all of Barcelona's weak areas, like in the counterattack, the D block, which they struggled to get against. So they could definitely win this Champions League. If they go to the final against either PSG or Arsenal, I think they're going to win that. So whoever wins in Barcelona Inter, I think they're going to win the Champions League. So that was the Champions League quarterfinal review. And the semifinals will be Barcelona versus Inter on April 29th, first leg, and Arsenal PSG April 30th, first leg. Bye.